Yo, it's that time. Get ready to unwind with Jillian on the mic. The best you'll find. Pop that cork. Let's start to chat on the Polywine podcast, where it's all that. Join the crew as we dive into the scene. Current events heated, know what I mean? Jillian sitting pretty while pouring the.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Polywine, where we'd like to take a deep dive into stories pulled from the media and have a fun time while breaking it down. I'm Jillian, and let's get into it. Well, let's start over in Minnesota because the city of Minneapolis has entered its third week of protest following an incident where an ICE officer shot and killed Renee Good. And the protests are large. They are withstanding frigid temperatures. And when you see the videos that are coming out on social media and the news of the interactions with ICE officers and people they are apprehending, where they are ramming doors down, pulling people out of houses, where they are breaking windows in car and yanking people throughout car doors and windows, you can understand their anger, their frustration, and why they are showing up in large numbers to protest. Understandably so. It is a difficult watch. And to see the interactions with the protesters, very difficult watch. No question. So if you're going to go out and protest, please protest peacefully, give a safe distance from the officers. Do not give any reasons for the officers to engage. But I definitely understand why you are going out and protesting. Say your voice loud, get those cameras out, but protest peacefully. And it is getting very, very contentious because now, from what I has read, the DOJ might investigate the governor of Minnesota, Waltz, and also the mayor of Minneapolis, Fry. So let's see where that goes. But the protests are not getting any smaller. The numbers are getting larger and the tensions are escalating. And from what I read on Friday, the 23rd, there's multiple groups organize this large scale protest, and it's called a Day of Truth and Freedom, where they're basically calling for an economic blackout in the city of Minneapolis. So no shopping, no schools, no work, and go out and protest. So will that expand to other cities? I don't know, but let's see how everything goes out with this event on Friday. So again, please be safe, everyone. But it is very ugly, and it just feels like the city of Minneapolis, like it's a pressure cooker right now, for sure. So please be safe, everyone, to the officers, to the protesters, to everyone, because I feel for the local police officers there, to the men and women, my heart goes out to you. I cannot imagine how exhausted you are, how frustrated you are. This is your community, and how just spread so thinly you must be, because you're diverting all your resources, or I would say pretty much most of your resources, I guess, for these protests. So we feel for you, Minnesota, Minneapolis. We really feel for you. But it is a hotbed there right now. And in politics, there is so many balls in the air. It is a lot to keep up with. So not only do we have the protest in Minneapolis, we have so many other things going on. We have Venezuela. Still don't know what's going on there at all. We are getting no information about what the plan is in Venezuela. However, Senator Warren and a few other members of Congress did kind of sound an alarm, if you will, and that is that the U.S. actually made its first profit off of Venezuelan oil, about $500 million. And that money was put into a U.S. account, but in Qatar. Well, why Qatar? We need some type of explanation. Like, why did it not go directly into the treasury here? Why? So that is their question. And with some of the connections with the administration has had there, talking about the plane and some other stuff. I know they have a very close relationship and they're friends. But it's a little bit of a cloudy situation, right? The water's getting a little murky, and that's a concern. So why? And good question, why? And if anybody wants to know about the numbers, Elizabeth Warren is your lady. Remember, that's why we got her in 2008 after the financial crash. We called her, like, help us, please. She's the numbers lady. We got her from an Ivy League school, and we're like, we want the best and help us get out of this situation. And that's why we got her. So if she's sounding the alarm about numbers, please get a megaphone out and sound louder, because that should be well known for sure. Why is it not here? I want to know the fine tuning about that situation, please. And Greenland, Trump wants Greenland. He says it's because its location, it's strategically located, and it's rare earth minerals, and we don't want our enemies to acquire Greenland. So there you are. He wants it, and he wants it now. He's giving me the character that was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I want it now. That is what he's giving on the global stage. But there's one thing I can say. When he says he wants it, he usually goes out and gets it. And like it or not, and trust me, there's a lot of pushback on this end, because we're like, wait, this is, why you want to pick a fight with our NATO friends? We're friends here. Why are you picking this unnecessary fight? And just because he wants it. So that's where we stand right now. Look, the administration has made their statement and their reasons why they want to acquire Greenland. Our concerns are how he wants to take it, his approach. And members of Congress are concerned, and you are seeing a crossover where people are meeting in the middle saying, okay, enough is enough. Now we have to step in and put some restraints on this, because this is getting out of control. You just can't go into different countries and taking over. It doesn't work that way. So where will this go? How will it end? No one knows. And is he going to go help the protesters in Iran? Because he said that he would. And he said help is on the way. Well, no help has arrived. So are we? Is that still a conversation? Don't really know. What we do know is that he wants Greenland. What we don't know is his mindset and his plan of action. Very scary. Another thing we don't know is where is more of the Epstein files. DOJ, you are very, very busy because you have a long line of people that you want to investigate. But what about the Epstein files that should have already been released and are way past their due date? That was December the 19th. The DOJ did get some more information that went to the Epstein files, and they said that they need to go through it. But we're not getting anything right now. We're not getting a salt drickle. We're not getting a little drip drip. It just feels like it's kind of stopped right now. I know you are very busy, DOJ, but your deadline has passed. And where is it? I don't like that. So where are the Epstein files? I know it seems to be that right now he's more focused on foreign issues than domestic issues, which is a problem because times are tough here in the US. Prices on everything seems to be going up. The stock market took a big downturn today. And everybody feels very nervous because it's just too tight. It's stressful, it's messy, and these are byproducts of these tariffs, and it's just a mess. We didn't ask for it, we don't want it, but we are feeling the pain from it. For sure, definitely. Everyone's talking about when you go to the grocery store, when they see the prices, it is such a sticker shock, and Donald Trump numbers in the polls are not very good. So what's going to happen next? And today, Trump did speak because today marks 1 year that he took office, which is kind of crazy to think because it feels like it's been so much longer. It really has. But today, 1 year, and please, when you're speaking, can you please stop talking about the former administration and Biden? Yes, we understand the border issue was a mess under that administration. Sure, I think anyone can admit that they could not get control of that mess there. We get it. But stop blaming everything on the previous administration because now you've been behind the wheel for a year. So now it falls on you, right? It all falls on you. So it is a very messy time in politics right now. And we're all feeling the pain of just these unpredictable decisions, and I want this and I want that and I want it now. It's a mess. It's a mess. And speaking of messy situations, we're going to pivot a little bit into current events. And are you aware of this au pair husband murder case? And this is Virginia versus Brendan Banfield. And are you familiar with this case, him and the au pair? Well, let me give you a little backstory of this case. In 2023, the police were called to a 911 call was placed, and the police showed up to a home where, according to the call, there was an intruder. There was attacking the wife who lived there, was stabbing her. The husband came home, saw this violent act, shot the intruder, the attacker, killed him, and was at the aid of his wife. There was an au pair there at the scene, and gory, horrific scene. And of course, the police were questioning the au pair who was there. They were questioning the husband who shot the intruder, and just trying to start the investigation. Well, about a year goes on, the investigation moves very little, and the police want to go out and see if they can get some more information, see if they've missed any evidence, just kind of revisit the scene to get another look, right? See if they missed anything or maybe if anything stands out. So when the investigators go back out about a year later, they walk into the home and they start seeing pictures of the au pair and the husband. And, as a couple, they are a couple. You see pictures on the mantle. There's noted in the investigation, there is a photo of them on the bedside table in the bedroom where the wife was murdered, by the way. And the investigator's like, well, that's unusual. This is odd. I mean, so close after this woman was brutally murdered in the home, and now he's in a full relationship with the au pair, and there are already pictures all over the house. And the son of the couple, the woman that was murdered, is calling the au pair mommy. Oh no. So the investigators start going down a different avenue. And now the investigators think that the au pair and the husband were co-conspirators to set up this scene for the murder of the wife. So these are the allegations, okay? Because now the husband is on trial for murder, and the au pair just testified against the husband, no, her ex. So I'm guessing ex. So what the state is saying, and according to the investigation, is that the au pair and the husband were having an affair. Okay. These are allegations. This is what the investigation believes. And now the prosecution is using in court that the husband and the au pair were co-conspirators in setting up this scene, this scenario to murder the wife. And this is where it gets scandalous and ugly and just awful. So this is the story. These are allegations. The husband is on trial now, Mr. Brennan, and the au pair is dealing with a whole other legal situation. So now the au pair testified last week. So this is what the prosecution and investigation are saying. The au pair and the husband set up this secret profile of the wife on this fetish website. It's a sex fetish website. And I think the was called like FetLife or something like that. And this man responded to, I guess, an offer, I don't know, an ad on this profile that the husband and the au pair made this fake profile for the wife. So this guy, Joe Ryan, responds to this profile on this website, and his kind of niche for this website, if you will, is violent role play. And his thing is tying someone up, acting like they're going to rape her, and role play with a knife. It's role play. And he thinks he's responding to this meetup with this woman on this profile on this website. So this guy responds to, I don't know if it's like an ad or this meetup, if you will. He meets, he goes to the house, he's got his stuff, and the investigation is saying that this man walked into an ambush. He walks in to this wife. This wife doesn't know what's going on. And then the husband walks in and sees this guy on the bed over her with a knife, and he shoots him. And the woman had been stabbed, the wife had been stabbed, and he goes to aid his wife, and she passed away. Well, that is what the prosecution is saying. These are all allegations that him and the au pair were co-conspirators. They set up this fake profile. This guy who was on the website responds to this meetup. He goes to the house, is ambushed, and is shot. And the husband then stabs the wife in the neck and kills her. This is what the prosecution and the investigation is saying. And Brennan is saying, I'm not guilty. I walked into this house. I thought my wife was being stabbed. I shot the guy who was stabbing her. I went to the aid of my wife, and there was nothing more I can do. That's his defense. And the au pair flipped. And she was testifying on the stand saying, yes, over a period of time, we made this fake profile. We set up this whole scenario to have this man attacking this woman, and we could eliminate this guy and the wife and say it was all in self-defense. I'm summarizing it all up here. It's because it's a lot, but this is what the au pair was on the stand testifying it. Now, I've listened to some legal experts after she took the stand. Some experts said it was a solid testimony. It was solid. Others were saying there were too many inconsistencies in her testimony. Like, I don't recall. I can't give an exact timeline at this time. So, okay, I can understand where there's consistencies, but just remember, the prosecution has to, really present everything and prove that. And the defense just has to prove doubt. That's it. So it has been a messy case, been a fascinating case to watch. Today, we had a blood splatter expert on the stand, and what we think the experts are saying that the prosecution's probably close to wrapping up their case. So therefore, that's when the defense will start. And I'm sure the defense will have a very, very interesting take. And I definitely will be watching. But this case really has everything for the making of like a Netflix or like a TLC based on true events story. It is crazy because if this poor wife knew nothing of it, what an awful situation. And if this guy just walked into it, just was trying to, make some money and answer this ad on this fetish website, both complete victims. But again, the husband was saying, That's not what happened. I walked into this scenario. I acted in self-defense and I tried to help my wife. So what will come out of this case and how will this case end? And Virginia, I gotta say, we haven't seen such a high profile case like that since the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. And from what I have heard, the judge that sat on that case with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is the same judge sitting on this very high profile case as well. So, active in the Virginia courthouse these days for sure, but it is crazy. And you can just hear a pin drop in that courtroom. It is very interesting, but gosh, how will this turn out? Will he be found innocent? The husband? Will he found guilty? And if he's guilty, the scenes from that murder just horrific, gruesome. A wife is gone. A man has lost his life, and it's just a tragic, tragic scene. And what a fascinating case it really is. And not only that, we're finding out a little bit more information about that terrible murder of the couple, Monique and Spencer Tepe in Columbus, Ohio. Oh my God, that's murdered in their bed, in their home with their young children there in the house. Awful. And the police have charged the ex-husband of the wife who was murdered in this case and said he went in, he shot him and used a silencer. So they have charged the ex-husband, David McKay, in this, and he will have his day in court. He is said he is not guilty. So we will see how that goes. But that just brutal. And he's a doctor. He's a doctor. And this, how many cases have we heard recently about doctors trying to off their exes? You know, let's not forget that case not that long ago in Hawaii where the anesthesiologist tried to push his wife off that high cliff in Hawaii and stab her with a syringe of an unknown substance, allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly on all those cases, the one in Columbus, the one in Virginia, the Banfield case. I'm going to say allegations allegedly on all those because these are ongoing legal cases. So the wife with the doctor in Hawaii, she's alive. Thank goodness. During that hike, she said she felt uncomfortable. She said, and this is what I have read, that she said he was acting different. And when he kept calling her to that really high edge, so close to the edge, she said she didn't feel comfortable. He was acting unusual. He got a little aggressive when she said, no, I don't feel comfortable. And then he tried to stab her with a syringe of unknown substance and she got away. She saw witnesses on the trail. Thank God she walked away with her life, but those are the charges and the allegations against him that he did. Remember, he took off and they couldn't find him for a while in the park. So, yeah, so he's facing trial there, of course, allegations, we will see, but another doctor situation there. See, what is going on with these doctors? Did COVID make them go crazy? What's happening? Doctors, you're supposed to trust your doctors. So that's two doctors in these crazy cases. And then the whole Banfield thing, he's an IRS agent, it's just, and speaking of dysfunctional relationships, and we're going to take a little bit of another turn here and go into entertainment. Did you see that limited series on Netflix called His and Hers? And that's with Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal, and murder mystery thriller for sure. And what did you think? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you clock the killer early on, or did you get it at the end? Well, a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of story development in this series. They bounce around a lot from present day to past. There's a lot of hometown stories, a lot of high school story that helps develop this. With the whole high school background story, kind of gives me Heather / Cruel Intentions But you are trying to figure out the whole time, like, is it this guy? Is it this person? Is it this person? They do keep you kind of on the edge trying to figure that out. I did clock the killer early on. It was kind of just a guess. I was like, I think it's this person. And I just said it out loud. And then I was a little uncertain further into the series. But then as we get to the end, there's the letter. Okay. And the letter explains everything. And I was like, oh, okay. I did get the killer correctly. I did get the murderer right. But the reasoning why took a little bit of a turn. It wasn't so clear afterwards. It was like, oh, okay. And just how it ended, I liked it. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. So I give it 2 thumbs up. I would suggest it to friends. But I like it. I like a good murder mystery thriller with twist, and it kind of keeps you on edge guessing the whole time who did it. A lot of thrillers, murder mysteries, you can figure it out pretty quickly. The clues are there. There were a lot of clues, some of them hidden and unclear. But if you picked up on it, you could have clocked it early on. But I said, like I did, I think you would have kind of gotten a little bit off track. But I liked it. His and hers, it was good. And also on Netflix, there's an action thriller called The Rip. And that's with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and several more. And it's a really great cast. And like I said, very high octane, full action. And Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are Miami cops. And during this film, we're trying to figure out if they're corrupt cops, because there is a seizure of $20 million in cartel money. And we don't know if they're going to steal it, if there's a mole, who's going to take it. And it's a battle of who's good, who's bad, and who's going to rip off the team for the money. It was very suspenseful, good action. I actually really enjoyed the movie. I didn't think I was going to enjoy that much, but I did. And it's action throughout. And I will say, I had no idea who was the bad guy until the end. So well done, Netflix. So The Rip on Netflix, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck's powerhouse cast all together. Go watch it. It was a very good watch. And I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, like, who is it? Is it that guy? Is it that guy? Is it her? Who is it? And yeah, didn't know to the very end. So thank you, Netflix. I appreciate that. And Netflix, you've given us some really good drop recently, and I do really appreciate that. So go watch Netflix. Go catch up on your Bravo shows. We have the reunion on Salt Lake City. The girls are leaving Sedona on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Catch up, because we are going to have to get into that next time. So that is it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us on Polywine. Go follow us on Instagram at PollyWineTime and listen to Polywine wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.